Welcome. Very, very welcome. Welcome.
Hello my lovies and welcome back to another fast vlog here on my channel where we're doing a 24-hour readathon vlog. Now it's not starting yet, but I figured I would jump on the ball and talk about the books that I'm going to be reading during the 24-hour readathon. I have 4 books here, plus if I want to read graphic novel or anything like that, I'm going to read anything from Marvel due to Endgame coming out this weekend. So I figured, might as well do that as well. But I have 4 books here. 2 of them I am finishing and 2 I have yet to start. So just give you a heads up how this is going to go. The first book that we're going to be finishing in the 24 hours when it does hit midnight when we start reading, and I will not stop until it's over, that is Maybe Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I am currently at page 190, or 180, 180, that's what it is, of this book. It is a 300 and 30 page book, so I have like 140-ish pages left. Should take me about 3 or 4 hours to read. 3 hours I would say would be the top limit here, but I'm super duper excited to finish this. It's soon to be one of my favorite books I've read in quite a while. I really enjoyed it, but I'm very curious to see where it goes. This is about a girl named Hannah who comes home from New York from traveling and things like that. She's 29 years old. She has not really done anything in her life, and her hometown is LA, and so her friend Gabby invites her home to come stay with her to try to figure out her life. She takes the offer. Gabby throws this coming home party where she invites her ex-boyfriend Ethan, who they grew up together. They were very close in a relationship, and the story follows 2 plot lines. The plot line where she returns home with Gabby, where unexpected things do happen, and the love story is she returns home with Ethan. I've gotten to the midway point of both of these stories, and personally I am liking Ethan's story so much more, but we'll see by the end of the book which story I prefer, and if they're connected in any way. I don't think they will be. I just think it's just 2 stories, but I'm very curious to find out. But without further ado, we're going to move on to the next book. So also, I'm going to be listening to Rainbow High by Alex Sanchez, that's right. It's about 3 boys who are in high school it's Jason, Kyle, and Nelson. This is book 2 in a trilogy of novels written by Alex Sanchez. The first book I read during my last 24-hour readathon. I kind of enjoyed it. I thought it was okay. I was very curious to see the sequel and where it would go. So, we're here, reading the sequel. I'm actually going to be listening to the sequel while I build things in The Sims, since I'm doing a 100-day build challenge, so I figured I could get a few builds and things in while I listen to this today. I'm also listening to it on 2.5 speed, so it's not going to take me as long as the actual book is. I'm very excited. It's very short. This book is only a total of 247 pages, which is not shocking whatsoever. I'm just very curious to see what subject matters they do handle in this one. The first one is abusive parents and not accepting and finding yourself. This one I have no idea. I didn't read about it. I just was like, okay, we'll read it. And then also continuing the trend on gay romances, because I'm currently in the middle of writing one, so I'm trying to get inspiration here, is we're going to be talking about Becca Atali's What If It's Us by Adam Severa and Becca Atali. This is a story about 2 boys named Arthur and Ben who meet in New York when, is it Arthur? No, it's Ben is dropping off his ex-boyfriend's stuff in the post office. They have a cute moment, and how far am I? That's a good question. I don't know. 114 pages into the novel. The book itself is like 420 pages. This will probably be the last book we get to this tonight, but hopefully, to be honest with you, I spend the most of the day reading this. And of course, if I do want to break from What If It's Us, I do have a short collection of stories where it's Because You Hate to Love Me, and it's 13 Tales of Villainy, written with a preface by 13 booktubers. I'm very excited about this. I don't know if I'll read every story in here, to be honest with you. There's only certain authors that I know that I really just want to read their stories, such as Marissa Meyer, Victoria Slaub, Adam Severa, Andrew Smith, and Nicola Yoon. are all the ones I do want to read. I also might read certain stories based on the booktubers, or I just read their short things. So I'm not going to be reading this whole novel. I was never planning to read this whole novel, but I do plan on reading a few short stories out of here in their booktuber companions. So yeah, I'm very, very excited. Without further ado, I'm going to end this clip here, because the first clip we're going to talk about is at midnight when we start this. I know none of these books I'm like actually technically starting from the beginning, but overall you'll hear my entire thoughts and opinions with non-spoilery details. For instance, if you do want to know my spoilery details and how I feel about everything with What If Us, I will have a blog type video review coming up for this. I'm pretty sure if I still have the footage, I have to look and see now that I talked about it. But if not, then I'm sure I will do some type of review for this with spoilery details. But both this and Rainbow High will have 0 spoilery details. I will just mention like certain things that are going on, and yeah, and vagueness. Alright, I'll talk to you guys very soon. I'm very, very excited. I do have 4 other books in case we do get done with both of these. I don't think I will be getting done with both of these, but who knows, I can move on to a different audiobook, and we have a few to choose from, so very excited. Okay, talk to you guys soon. Alright, so I'd like to update you guys again. I'm on page 235. Yep, that's right, just because I started a new chapter. And still not entirely sure if I want to know the answer to both of these. Honestly, still not liking the Gabby story. I like the Ethan story to the point where I'm like tempted to Google if they're connected in any shape or form, or if it's just 2 different stories. And if so, I might just look at spoilers for the Gabby story and just read Ethan's. I don't know yet what I'm gonna do. I think the book is only 330 something pages long. Hold on. $333. So I have exactly less than 100 pages. Took me, I read for an hour. I read from page 180 to 234. And I'm going to do math. I don't know how long that is. But I'm going to read the last 100 or so pages, the last 90 or so pages of this book. And I'll update you guys on my final thoughts and things like that. Just know it's 2:30 now. And I didn't read for the first like hour and a half or so. I'm so sorry. But I was doing other things. I got caught up watching YouTube. You know, the usual life things. But I'm going to finish my first book of the day, which is great. And then I think we might switch over to a different medium. I think I might read like a short story or something like that. Haven't decided yet what I'm going to do after this before we start What If It's Us. Because I don't know if I'm going to take it now or not. I'm not tired. But I'm not sure when we'll start What If It's Us. Alright, I'll talk to you guys very, very soon with an update. Okay, figured I'd update you guys. I'm at 280. I figured out the twist. Figured out what the connection is. Not there yet. I'm not to the connection part. I did Google it, because I really don't like Gabby's storyline. Like, at all. And so I was like, do I have to read it? And they're like, oh, there's a connection. It makes total sense or whatever. 90% sure what it is. Based off of what the whole book's about. And things like that. But I'm very happy. It only took me, like, you know, I only have like 40 pages or so left of the book. Which is good. I mean, that makes me happy. Right? You know, that I'm not like, that it took me a long time to figure it out. If it is what it is. I could be wrong. I'll let you guys know. I'm going to continue reading. I'm going to read till it's over, and I'll update you guys. I think it's a solid 4-star read. I thought it was going to be a 5, honest answer. But I think it's like a 4.5 to a 4-star read. Honestly, it should be a 3.5, because I only enjoyed 1 story in it, and it's a 2-story book. But the ending could be enough to make it a 4-star. I keep making everything 4 stars, so I'm going to say it's a 3.5. It's an amazing 3.5 book that I highly recommend. But still think it might be a 3.5. I don't know. I'll let you guys know. Well, I finished my first book of the day. It's a 6 o'clock, so we still have 18 hours left of this readathon, I can totally read at least 2 more books in 18 hours. So, we all good here. I don't know if I'm going to sleep or not. We'll see. But Maybe Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid is the first book I read. I read 160 pages of this morning, and I loved every minute. I take that back. I take it all back, actually. This book is a 3.5 out of 5 stars read for me. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars for one particular reason, and that is the fact that Gabby's story, this book is written, if I explain what it's about, Ethan's story is a much better, compelling story. I like the version of Hannah much better in that story. Gabby's story, I did not enjoy as much. I didn't really like many things about Gabby's story. And now that I have fully read this book, if I ever did reread this book, which I do think I could see myself rereading in next year, year after, I could see myself picking it back up and being like, ooh, I remember enjoying this a lot. I could reread it again, or maybe doing like a reread-a-thon by some famous YouTuber that I love. You know, there's a few of those that do those. I would only read Ethan's story. I would not read anything that had to do with Gabby at all. I don't like the story. I don't enjoy it. So I had knocked down from a 4. Actually, I had knocked down from a 5 to a 4, and then realized that Gabby's story never got better. And then I had knocked down to a 3.5. I do have some spoilery thoughts. If it interests you to have a whole review about this book, I could totally do that. It's just an older review, and I don't really like posting books about older reviews. But then again, you know, who really cares? I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend it. I think this is one of those few books by Taylor Jenkins Reid that I've read that it was so much different from Evelyn Hugo, and I cannot wait to read Daisy Jones and the Six, to the point where I'm just like, should I just listen to the audiobook? Because I got that as well. But no, we're going to listen to Rainbow High. I think I'm going to take a little break from reading and eat breakfast, because it's breakfast time. Eat breakfast, take a little break from reading, and then I'm going to play Sims and listen to my audiobook. So, that's the plan. I'm super duper excited. I cannot wait to put that I have finished it. It took me 5 days to read it, which is not bad. I have to say, I'm pretty proud of myself. And I will talk to you guys very, very soon with an update on how my reading's going. Okay, so I moved spots. Very briefly, before I talk about the next book that I'm going to be reading, I kind of briefly mentioned what it's about. It's a sequel, so I'm going to be vague no matter what. But, I did want to very mention that I'm going to be reading stories from this, and I kind of want to go through the stories that I was going to be reading. Because I figured it'd be a fun thing to do. I don't know. Don't judge me. I said don't judge me. So, in the table of contents, I am going to read, not the story, The Blood of the MVU, the evil vaccine, Keep the Darkness at Bay. I'm going to read the reason why they wrote the story. So you guys have no idea what this book's about. I'll look back up so I only kind of briefly explain it. It's all about villains that we love and type things. It's edited by Amir, who I just now started watching on YouTube. So I might read her intro and her outro just because I did start reading it. But it's edited by her. And it's just 13 stories, so 13 booktubers paired up with 13 authors, and they gave them a prompt about a famous villain, and how they would like them to, like, rework their story. I am only reading certain backs, like, I don't know all the YouTubers. So Benjamin Allison, Sasha Osberg, like, Whitney Atkinson, I don't know who that is. Tina Burke, I also don't know who that is. If you know who any of these people are and you want me to check them out, please do comment down below, because I might check them out anyways. But, Kylie Fenley, I also don't know who that is. Jessie the Reader, I do. Zoe Hart, I'm very excited to read hers. Samantha Lane, I also don't know who the reader is. Sophia Lee, don't know. Raylene Wimay, do not. I obviously know who Reagan is. Christina, I also knew. And that's about it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I skipped one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 booktubers that I'm going to be reading from. And for authors, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 booktubers and 5 authors that I'm going to be reading. I'm also going to, I'm going to put it in Goodreads so I didn't read the whole thing. But it's also an anthology, so ultimately whatever it does come out to be, whatever those stories are the stories I'm going to be judging for my rating. But the stories that I will be reading is I'm going to be reading The Reason Why This Story Was Written by Renee. I've never read, I know who the author is, but I've never read any of her work. But I'm going to read the Christine's one, Burn Banana Books. One of my favorites. Next one that we're going to be talking about is I'm going to read the Dear Sasha, the 411 for Villains, and that's by Sasha. And then the next one is The Mercenary, the Sea Witch, and then also Villain Hero, You Decide by Zoe Hart. And we're going to be reading these like kind of throughout. Without Evil in the World, How Do We See the Good by Benjamin Alderson. I really enjoy his writing. I read the first book in his trilogy, and I really enjoyed it. Death Kneel, and then Dear Death by Victoria Schwab and Jesse. I'm going to read both of theirs. They go together, so that's pretty cool. I don't know who Samantha Shannon, I should know, that name sounds really familiar, but I don't know the author, but I'm going to obviously read Evil Revealed, since Reagan's one of my favorite YouTubers like all time. And then I'm also going to read You, It's All About You by Adam Severa. Ironically, we have 2 Adam Severas today, which is pretty cool. And then Joy and Breaks Every Rule by Andrew Smith. Going to read that one as well. And that's it. And then if there's anything else. But I'm really excited. I think I'm going to read the first 2 or 3 stories before I eat, or maybe while I eat. Maybe that's what I'll do while I eat. I'll read a story or so. And then I think I might watch some YouTube just for a minute or so, and I'm going to listen to my audiobook. So we're going to briefly talk about my audiobook, and that is Rainbow High, like I said, just well as Jason, Kyle, and Nelson. Like I said, I had to look back there. I remember Nelson being the one I don't like the most, but this is about their like last year in high school or whatever. The first book was very drama filled. I really enjoyed it though. If you guys want to know my full entire thoughts and opinions about it, I will link the blog, the 24-hour Read-A-Thon vlog at the end of this video, as I read it in December. So I think it's fitting that my next 24-hour Read-A-Thon vlog, I read the sequel. I mean, listening to it as an audiobook, I really enjoyed listening to portions of this book as an audiobook when I read the first one, and so I'm very excited to listen to the audiobook for this one. It should only take me about 2.5 hours to listen to, which is perfectly good for me. I'm just really excited. I really hope it's matured and that it's much better written. That was my main complaint, was the writing and the fact that it's written in 2005. When was you written? Because honestly, I just need to kind of know. This is also book 2 of 3. This is written in 2003. So the other one must have been written before this, Rainbow Boys. There's also Rainbow Road, which is the final book in the trilogy, which if I don't, enjoy this one as much as I enjoyed the first one, I will not move on. I will say this is a DNF series I will not be finishing, but if I do, I'll finish the series. I'm very excited. Okay, I will of course talk to you guys when I read this and how I feel about these 2 different things. And I say around noonish, I think, is when I'm going to start What If It's Us by Becca Artawi, and read it for a few hours and take a little break and then do some other things. Alright, talk to you guys soon. Okay, so I figured out to you guys, it is officially 8:30. I had 2 videos I needed edited to upload today so they can go up on time. I have 1 video that's already uploaded, yay for Jacob. I have another one that is in the first round of editing, and then I have like another set of editing to go through. That will be going up in like 4 hours or so. Then I have another one's going up in like 6 hours or 7 hours, like that. That's already through the whole editing process. It just has to like save. It just hasn't exported yet. So I have one that's exporting currently as we speak right now, and I'm taking care of like all the other stuff. I figured in this process, because it's just like doing nothing but making thumbnails and things like that for videos to come, and also checking and seeing what footage I do have of certain videos, because I have I have 2 book reviews that are going to be coming up in the next little bit, and so I have those 2 videos I have to put out. One's going out next week, and then I have an extra video that I had no idea existed until like yesterday. So those type of things. So I figured I can listen to while I do this. Normally I'd be watching YouTube while I do this. I can listen to Rainbow High and get a little bit head start, because I would love to finish this audiobook to maybe start something else. I didn't mention what else we have to listen to. So technically, my next book that I should be starting is At the Edge of the Universe by Sean David Hutchinson. But I have so much queerness going on right now that I think I should just stick to the queerness I have. Which there's nothing wrong with it. I'm pretty sure all these books up here probably has gay romance in some shape or form. But we have Zenith, which I really do want to listen to before the end of the month, just because I want a second opinion. It's been about a year or so since I've read the first one, and so I kind of wanted to reread it again. I DNF'd it like at 30%, so I want to get past that point, basically, and give it another try. And so I have Zenith and The Path of Falling Objects, which is Andrew Smith's like second book, which honestly sounded much more interesting than it actually is. And so like I'm okay with I don't read it this month because it's not something I'm super interested in. Then we have Boundary Side by Robert Jackson Bennett, which I would love to read. I would love to listen to an actual book while reading it. It's this huge, gigantic fantasy novel, which is kind of brand new. And I don't read fantasy very often, but this was recommended by who? Who do you think? Yep, it's Reagan. It's one of her favorite books of last year. And it's a grand total of 500 something pages, I'm assuming? 503. So, honestly, I hope it's between Boundary Side or Zenith, but I'm gonna let my little thing decide, and not me. So yeah, so we're gonna listen to the audiobook. I'm super excited. I heard it's really, really rough and really, really hard, but I'm excited nonetheless. So, I'll let you know when I go get food, if I liked it or not. Actually, I'll let you know when I finish it, because I'll probably start a second audiobook before I finish it. Also, on my phone, I have 2 audiobooks already downloaded on my phone, plus Rainbow High. I have Daisy Jones and the Six, which I really want to listen to now, especially since I just finished Maybe Another Life, so we might listen to Daisy Jones and the Six instead of any of those. Then I also have Carry On, which is not getting deleted until I listen to it, because I heard it's an amazing audiobook, and I heard I cannot get into it as informal, like an actual book, and so hopefully an audiobook would do the trick. Alright, that's everything. Now I will let you guys go, and I will update you guys soon. Alright, I'm here to update you guys. It's now 9:30, so it's an hour later. I am officially 80 pages into Rainbow High, which is, I think, just over. It's 250 pages. So, I'm still waiting on my videos to do their thing. So I figured while I wait, I could read What If It's Us by Becca Artali, Now I'm Savea, or do something, because I can't build yet. So I think I might look for a build. I need to take a little break from my audiobook. I think I want to listen to it after I find a few builds or something like that. I'm just gonna chill, and I just need to take a minute break. But I figured I'd update you guys. I don't really like it so far. I won't lie. It's really uncomfortable. There's a lot of subject matter in here that's super uncomfortable to read, but it's good that's uncomfortable. It's bringing up topics such as AIDS and HIV and different things like that, and also how they handle the situations and things. For instance, there's a main character in here who is, well, there's 2 main characters in here who are both gay, who are big into sports. One being, a huge athlete, one being a swim team person. I think he's a basketball player, the one character is. And I really like the 2. I like the 2 characters. I don't really like Nelson so much, but I like Kyle and Jason a lot. I like their stories the best in the first book, and it's still going that way. I'm like 8 chapters in, so it's still going that way. But Jason's story is making me really uncomfortable, because he wants to be out and proud, which there's nothing wrong with that, especially in high school. He's a senior in high school, and it's just, I don't know. I can't say too much because it's a sequel, but one, the subject matters they're handling, I don't know if it'd be handled like this today, but it's also from, 2004, so, this is my problem with reading queer fiction that does not age well. It's the same problem I had the first one. The first one, it was a lot of subject matters that are still common today, still happen today. It's just uncommon as most. By 2019, we're still not super far ahead, but we're much far ahead than we were in the early 2000s, to the point where, most parents are somewhat accepting, if not completely upsetting, and you do have a lot of parents that are still not, and so I think it's still a valid thing here, and things like that. And that was a big storyline in the first book that made me extremely uncomfortable. But it's because it's true, and it's because I went through a similar experience, and so, like, it's just hard for Jacob to go through several experiences. Again, it brings up sad things. Now, I've never had to deal with HIV before. Never been a problem with Jacob. It's been an issue, but it's never been, like, a big issue that I'm gonna, like, fully talk about here. So that's not uncomfortable. That whole scenario is uncomfortable. It also helps that I don't really like Nelson as a character. Kyle, I don't really think Kyle's would be too bad. I think it's just Jason. Jason's having the harder storylines. Both books, he's having the harder storylines. And I just don't like it. Also, as many times I use the F word, not the fuck word. The other F word that I'm not going to say, obviously. As many times I use it in my writing, in which it's a lot, it still makes me uncomfortable here when people say it. But honestly, there's certain other words that make me more uncomfortable, and I say it loud and proud everywhere I walk. But I don't know, it's kind of weird. I'm not entirely sure. Not a huge fan. I don't know what I rated the first one. I don't know what I rated the first one. Hold on, let's look, because I'm curious what I did. So, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't really like the first one. Like I said, I had problems with the first one, and it's still the same thing. I'm having problems with this one as well. But overall, it just probably means I'm not going to move on to the third one. It just means to me, like I had no intention. I had intentions of moving on to the second one because I was curious. But there's nothing too major, if that makes any sense. I don't know. It's just making me uncomfortable. But that's okay. I mean, honestly, it's okay. You should read things that make you uncomfortable. There's nothing wrong with that. Honest answer. Okay. Book 1 I gave 3 stars. Which is somewhere, I think right now, this book is verging on a 3-star. When I say it's a 3-star or 3.5, I always clarify in my reviews. Even if it's just saying, hey, this is a 3.5 star, not like a 3-star. No clarification. I read the whole thing. Oh no, it's a 3.5 star. I have a whole review. Rainbow Boys at time as a striking romance, but other times feels too much as a PSA announcement. I'm excited to finish the trilogy in the months to come, but for book 1, I gave it 3.5 stars. Yeah, I think that's still true. I think it's still more like a PSA announcement. But it's also cute. It's a cute PSA announcement because there's a lot of cute lovey-dovey moments, which it's lacking in the first book. So I don't know. I'll update you guys soon. I'm gonna cut this part down because it's 5. It's like 6 minutes long. All right, I'll update you guys soon. Ignore the fact that I'm a slutty mess. As you can tell, I spent some time outside. I was probably outside for an hour or so. Maybe an hour and a half. I did a little bit of reading. I did a little bit of writing. And I kind of just laid there and enjoyed the breeze. But I want to update you guys on the books that I have been reading today as we go further into this day. Also, my words might start to slur and things as I get more and more tired, but that's the point. So for What If It's Us by Becca Italian Severa, I am planning on doing a full review when I'm done with this. It might be tomorrow, but I'm planning on doing a whole review about this book, so in case you do want some more spoilery details, I could totally let you in on those in that review. But for just simple check-ins, I'm on page 134, I have to say, so it took a very long time to get going. The first part of this book is kind of hard to get through. But now that we're going strong and hard and fast, and I'm in very, very much in love. I cannot wait to really dive into it for the rest of the evening. Hopefully I get this one done and that one, and so I complete all 4 of the books I want to finish today. That would be amazing, because I'm definitely finishing Rainbow High. So hopefully I can just like focus, save a lot of time on What If It's Us. If I don't finish it today, I'm definitely finishing it tomorrow. Tomorrow's just a little bit of a busier day is the issue. So if we move on to the next book that we're going to talk about, I got to page 111 of Rainbow High, which is why I said I'm going to finish it. I'm still kind of about it. I'm not DNFing it because I'm still curious to see where it ends and where it's going and things like that. Just because there's certain storylines I am kind of curious about, I don't know. But we'll see how melodramatic it actually gets, and if it gets too melodramatic, unless I have like 40 or so pages left of the book, I will probably end up saying, we tried, and I'll give it a 3-star, because the majority of the book is probably a 3-star anyways. So, but I figured to update you guys anyways. I'm going to take another little break. I take breaks all the time, I'm so sorry. But I'm going to take a little break and eat. Well, actually, it's more like just sit down and catch my breath and just be here for a second, and then we're going to listen to Rainbow High, and we're going to build a house in The Sims 4, and I'm going to listen to the rest of this audiobook. And so probably next time I update you guys, I will be done with the book. At this very moment, if we go to like, I am like that far in, so I'm like halfway through the book, so I should finish it because I'm like halfway through, right? I guess, I don't know. And then we'll move on to What If It's Us by Becca Hattawi and Severa. I probably have like an hour or so left of the audiobook, so we definitely will have time for me to take a little break in between listening to the audiobook and going full in on What If It's Us. But I'm enjoying it so much, I'm going back and forth between my Kindle and the actual book, so I'll probably keep doing that throughout the night, as sometimes I read faster on my Kindle, so we will just have to see. Alright, I'll talk to you guys soon with an update soon. Okay, I'm sitting here, and I'm realizing that I'm getting a headache, and I'm getting kind of nauseous, and I think it's because I'm tired. So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to go to bed. It is, right now, as I speak, okay, 3:50 in the afternoon. So, if I wake up, well, it's 3:50. So we're going to do simple. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have like 8.5 hours left of the Read-A-Thon. So I can actually do 24 hours worth of reading, which is the plan. I'm going to go lay down. I'm going to try to fall asleep. If I can't fall asleep, then, I'll lay up there and I'll probably listen to my audiobook and probably fall asleep to my audiobook like I did yesterday. Which there's nothing wrong to that. But if I do fall asleep, which is the goal, when I wake up, we'll continue this vlog until my 24 hours is up. I know it's kind of cheating, and I know you guys can talk about it in the comments, fine. But I do want to read for all this time, and I do want to finish these books and things like that. I know it's not all on the same day, and like that's fine. It's whatever. But I actually did read for 24 hours, which is good. More than likely, I'm going to wake up at like 11 or 10. Like 10 to midnight tonight. And so it's going to be like midnight to like 8 in the morning, which is fine because I don't have class until 10. So, we all good. Alright, I will talk to you guys later. Okay, so I figured I'd update you guys. I have finished Because You Love to Hate Me by 13 authors and 13 booktubers. I didn't really like it. I'm giving it like 2 stars. Mostly because I set my up for failure. I took a fairy tale class my first semester here, and I really hated it. If you want to see, actually, I don't have any of the vlogs talking about that. I take that back. You can't really see my hatred for my first semester. Sorry about that. Didn't really upload those, but we are also here to talk about a different book as well. I read another quick chapter of What If It's Us by Becca Hattawi when I woke up. It's like 12:40, I think now. I don't know, I woke up at midnight, so going from midnight to 8:30, that's the goal here. I'm gonna finish this book, and I'm gonna finish this book, and then we're gonna pick a different book, and then we're gonna start that book. And when I finish this book, later on today, we'll pick another book, and then we'll start that book. I'm excited. Okay, sorry. I feel like I'm doing something with my life finally, and it's a good, promising feeling. So currently, I'm on page 145. So I read like another 10 pages or whatever. It picked up. Oh, it picked up so fast, which I mentioned earlier. But I'm finally in part 2, and I am recording my review as soon as I get done with this for the first section, and then I will continue on with this. I think what I'm going to do, because I still need to wake up a little, because I did just wake up, before I record, which is what I'm going to do here in a minute, in which I'm recording builds or whatever, I think I'm going to watch a bit more of YouTube, just so I can get like officiated with myself, and then we're going to start listening to Rainbow High. I only have an hour and a half left of the audiobook, so that's pretty cool. That's exciting. And then with this, I think I'm like a third of the way in. So this one is where I'm at. This one is like right before the ending. Like that's part 3. So my goal when I read for this next time when I start this is to read from page 135 to 345. Wow. Probably not gonna happen. I read 100-page chunks. That's how I read 10. I'll probably do writing sprints, like read for an hour. This is probably what's gonna take me the most time to read. I will not lie. And I think I'm gonna go back and forth on my Kindle. We're gonna figure out which one I read faster on, and that's the one we're gonna be reading with. But you'll know when I read this because we'll be up on my bed because I don't read down here. Like, who does that? Okay. So yeah, I gotta do other things, but I'll do you soon. So I could still continue to read. I still have like 4 hours left, but I'm gonna end it right here as we speak. So let's see here. I read 2 books. I read a total of like 500-ish pages, and I'm halfway through 2 books. So ultimately, I feel pretty good about today. I did what I wanted. I accomplished what I wanted. And more likely by the end of the day, I'm going to be done with the books that I'm reading currently, as I don't really have anything planned but class and things like that. But I'm doing all this other stuff, getting ready for my big launch of my new YouTube channel at the end of this week. So I'm setting up some things, pre-recording some videos for it. I'm just having a really fun time. So basically what I'm saying is I'm going to end this vlog here. I hope you guys very, very much enjoyed this 24-hour read-a-thon. I hope it wasn't boring. I hope it kept you interested and intrigued as I read some books and talked about some books. And I will talk to you guys very, very soon with another video soon. If you want to watch any other vlogs, I have a weekend vlog that I'm going to link down below. I also have the other 24-hour read-a-thon vlog, which is going to link at the end. So without further ado, if you guys like this video, please make a big thumbs up. Don't comment down below. Hit subscribe, and I'll see you all next time for another video. Bye.
I don't have a song, so we are just randomly talking.